Here at Sew So Serene, we're creating, learning and growing with every project. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the seams that I use most often in my project. So in order, this is the plain seam, a plain seam with an overlocked edge. Then we have an overlocked seam, and lastly, the French seam. Starting off with the plain seam, this is the easiest one to do. You just have the right sides together, and then from about 1 centimeter to 1.5 centimeters from the edge of your fabric, you're going to just do a straight stitch across, and that is it. I've used this here on a crop kind of boxy hoodie that I've made a few years ago when I was just getting back into sewing. And I've also used it on a tote bag that I'm yet to finish. For the plain seam with the overlocked edges, what I do is beforehand, I will just overlock the raw edges of the seams, just as I'm doing now. So I'll do the first piece and then the second piece. And then afterwards, I will put the two together, line them up. And then on my machine, I will just do a simple single stitch. Again, about 1 centimeter or 1.5 centimeters from the edge. And this is how it looks. I've used this method on a recent project that I did where I recreated a bodysuit. So here I actually had a plain seam first, and then once it was sewn together, I just overlocked the seams together. So it was a little bit different. And here I overlocked the sleeve hem, and then just sewed it down on top so you can see the straight stitch on the other side. For the overlock seam, it's pretty straightforward. I just lined up my two pieces, right sides together, and about 1 centimeter from the edge, I just sewed with my overlocker. So then I'm sewing and finishing at the same time. And then this is the look, very neat, very professional looking. And I used it on this hoodie that I made a couple years ago. I think I just got my overlocker, so I was using it on everything. This one, yeah, I definitely didn't use a sewing machine for it, but it's such a neat finish, and I will say you feel the difference. And lastly, we have a French seam. I haven't used it as often, but I do use it from time to time, and this is a bit different compared to your other seams. With the other seams, you do right side to right side, but with a French seam, you start off with the wrong sides together, and then you sew around the perimeter. And I found with this, when you're doing the initial sewing, if your seam allowance is about 1 centimeter, I would probably do about 4 millimeters or so when I'm sewing this, just so that when we turn it inside out and we have to sew again, we'll have 6 millimeters left from our seam allowance. So then we can catch this inside of what we're sewing, and it will make more sense once I get to that part. And then now we turn this inside out. So now we have the wrong sides facing up, and then just make sure that you push out those corners properly as well. I do normally press it with an iron. I never used to, but it does really make a difference when you just press your seams. So once that's sorted, we're gonna go back onto the machine. And now we're just gonna repeat that as well when we're sewing. And you just wanna make sure that when you're sewing, that the inside seam, because you'll be able to feel it, you want to make sure that it's not over your needle, because you don't want that seam to be showing through the other side. And you'll see what I mean once I'm done. So you just go around the border, and then once that's done, we turn it inside out, and that's it. And you can see that the raw seams are covered. And I think this is a really good option if you don't have an overlocker, or if you don't want to use a zigzag stitch, or if you just want the raw seam itself just completely hidden away. So you can see there's no unfinished bits. It just looks like a piece of fabric that's been folded. And this is an example of where I've used the French seam in one of my projects, or some of the work that I've done. I've used it on these tote bags, and you can just see here that it's a neat finish. But thank you for watching, and if you like that, please like, comment and subscribe for more.